Computers. The old ones were pretty straightforward. You tell it to add 1 plus 2, it gives you 1, 2, 3. It gives you 3. This means, congratulations machine, you are slightly faster than a 6-year-old with fingers. For decades, computers were basically really fast calculators, following instructions that people wrote for them. But then, something different happened. We built machines that could do things nobody directly told them how to do, like describing a photo, summarizing a book, or holding a conversation that actually feels natural. Nobody sat down and programmed every single rule for those abilities. The machine somehow learned them. So how does that even work? The answer starts with a problem. If we can't write down every single rule for intelligence, maybe we can build a system that learns the rules for itself. And the best example we had to copy was the human brain. I know it's not always the best role model, but hey, your brain has billions of neurons. Each neuron connects to thousands of others. When you learn something new, those connections get stronger or weaker, depending on the experience. That's basically nature's built-in learning system, and also why you have relearned how to tie your shoelaces at least 3 times in your life. Computer scientists tried to mimic this idea. They created artificial neural networks, mathematical versions of neurons connected in layers. Instead of telling the computer, this is a bridge or this is an ice cream, you just feed it huge numbers of examples. By showing it enough bridges and ice creams, the network adjusts its connections until it can tell them apart on its own. And sometimes it still confidently says that your cat is a potato. But anyway, this process is called machine learning. Instead of programming step-by-step instructions, you train the system with data. It's more like instead of babysitting the computer, you just throw pictures at it until it figures life out. Now, let's imagine you want an AI that can tell the difference between a hat and an orange. You don't sit down and hand code every little rule about them. Instead, you set up a process. Step 1. A builder creates a bunch of inexperienced AIs that mostly get everything wrong. Step 2. A teacher to teach them, not by actually teaching, but by handing them a giant exam full of hats and orange pictures. Most of them will fail. Step 3. The few that do slightly better get copied, mutated, and set back for another test. And the rest that did not pass, this build test repeat cycle happens not once, but millions of times, and slowly the survivors stop being lucky guesses and start actually recognizing patterns. Eventually, one of these bots come out pretty good at telling hats from oranges, even on photos which it has never seen before. The interesting part, nobody really understands exactly how it figures out. The wiring becomes so complex that even the humans who built the system can't fully explain it, but it works. At first, these networks were small and they could only handle simple tasks. But as researchers built bigger and more complex networks, something surprising happened. Once you gave them massive amount of training data, like billions of words, images and sounds, the networks start developing skills that weren't directly taught. They could write code, solving math problems, and answering your random late-night questions like, if pizza is a circle, why is the box a square? How many chickens would it take to fight a T-Rex? If you are waiting for the waiter, doesn't that make you the waiter? Anyway, the things that I yapped about in the exact this to this is called emergent behavior, complex abilities arising from simple building blocks. So when you ask an AI a question, it's not thinking the way humans do. It's predicting the most likely answer based on patterns it learned from enormous amount of data. Almost like the world's most advanced fill in the blank game, except instead of the cat sat down on the blank space, it's more like write a Shakespeare play, but everyone is a potato. AI today is powerful, but it's still not conscious. It doesn't understand feelings, it doesn't have goals, and it does not know what it's doing the way humans do. It's just extremely good at finding patterns and making predictions. Cool, you made it to the end. Now there you go, your question mark bonus meme.